This is an angle you don't get to see very often. This is actually me in front of my record player, my turntable, my extra turntable, a lot of my records and things. And the t-shirt here is actually promoting another YouTuber, channel 33rpm.com. He has Frank has a great YouTube page on his record collecting and how to take care of your records. But this video is actually for Christian at LSCARDS. He's doing his 600 subscriber contest, and pretty soon it's going to be 700 or 800 before we're done with this contest. But he wanted to know what kind of music you were interested in, and he wanted to know what kind of movies you were interested in. And I will just show some of that stuff here. I've made a pile here, which I should have brought over this way. I haven't done this angle for a while, and I'm kind of out of practice here. But these are some things. Here's a 1010. This is a record I just picked up. When It Rains is a really awesome song. This is circa 1986, and that's a great album if you find it. I also like Sealed Records, Sealed Music, and U2 is one of my favorite bands. This one's never been opened. This is one of my favorite records, the Joshua Tree, believe it is. Yes, Joshua Tree. Who could forget the Who? Who Are You? I mean, CSI would be nowhere without this music here. Really, really amazing group, The Who, from the 60s and 70s. If you've never heard of them, take a look at them. Here's one that sure no one has ever heard of, Balter Space. I think there's a song called Splat. I saw it on a video show back in the 90s. It was really cool, shot backwards. And it's one of my favorite. It's on YouTube, but somebody's edited it so to get around the copyright issues of that. This one I picked up for $1. Here's another one I picked up for $1 called the Housemartins. It's another 1980s group, probably from the UK, on Sire. And Happy Hour is their really probably only hit that anybody's ever heard of. That's really awesome. Listen to that one. Take a look at that one. Tom Petty, No Explanation Needed. He was on King of the Hill as Lucky. One of my favorite albums. I finally replaced that after all these years. The Vanilla Fudge. A lot of people I know are probably old enough to have listened to them when they were a kid. There they are on the back. My dad knew of them from the San Francisco rock days. And they did a song called Keep Me Hanging On. They did the... they redid it. Aretha Franklin or whoever did that. They did really kind of really awesome rocking rendition of that one. It's not on this album, but check them out as well. Pennywise, hard rock. I mean not hard rock, but punk rock. This costs $1. No explanation for Pennywise. I do not really like rap, as a lot of people have stated, but I do like 80s rap. Here's a Supersonic by JJ Fad. Totally sick album. Check it out if you have not heard of them. Jefferson Starship. They were known as Starship, and they were also known as Jefferson Airplane. And I like this album because it's got Find Your Way Back, and they had some other great songs like We Built This City, which are on other albums, which I do have. John Cougar, Mellencamp. I think he just goes by John Mellencamp now. Great album. It's got Scarecrow, Small Town, and let's see, what else do we have on here? A few other songs. I had this years ago. I mean, I think I bought this years ago. Really awesome song from John Cougar Mellencamp from Indiana. Really awesome musician. The Ritchie Family. I like a lot of disco. And take a look at the Ritchie Family. They were quite amazing, and those are some of the costumes that they actually wore in one of the music videos on YouTube. So, very cheesy, but American Generation is a really awesome song. I cannot figure out why they're wearing all Canadian sports gear. Toronto Blue Jays and a lot of hockey gear that's all made in Canada, I believe. So that's very strange. Really quickly, here's Reactor by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. They have a song called White Sugar, I think it's called. Crazy. I think they were out of Seattle, but I'm not 100% sure. I think the lead singer, she lives in Seattle. Check that out. White Sugar, Nuclear Reactor Commission. Reactory Commission. I like German punk music, and here's Wizzo. They're very famous for loud and very fast-paced songs. Really awesome. Another album you should pick up and music that I like is the Cheap Trick's Dream Police. I was reminded of that by an episode of American Pickers where they got to pick this guy here, Rick Nielsen's extra stuff. Man, they scored some cool stuff on that. One of the first albums I ever got was Rock and Roll High School, the Ramones. I cannot say enough about the Ramones. Sadly, half of them have passed away, and one of my friends actually has autographs of some of them. I think he's got Dee Dee Ramone's autograph. But this is a crazy, awesome album. The guy told me I'd love it, and for 50 cents, I loved it. I'll skip this one here. There's another one, U2's Boy, and it's got I Will Follow, one of my favorite songs, and Uncut Dub. That's a very awesome, very strange song. Bono does a really awesome rendition of it live on YouTube. That's really cool. Now let's get into the movies that I like. Oh, let's show you a couple of CDs. I like CDs, and especially when they're brand new and sealed and only cost $1 at Goodwill. Here's Miles and Karina, Corkish Delights, never heard of it. Here's Lee Ritenour and Westbound on Jazz Heritage label. And I got John Scofield and Pat Metheny, I Can See Your House From Here, also on that same label, Jazz Heritage. Movies really quickly. These are just a couple. Here's Firewalker with Louis Gossett Jr. and the ever-popular Chuck Norris. Chuck freaking Norris. Man, he is awesome. And there's just some funny stuff in this movie. It's just too awesome. And everybody's favorite kids movie, The Goonies. Awesome movie. If you've never seen it, watch it 3 or 4 times. You'll like it. And also the Bad News Bears trilogy without the Japan one. It was pretty stupid, and the remake is a total joke. But this is another awesome movie, very dated, but it's still kind of, a little bit today, but everybody's so PC now that this movie would never be made. So there's some of that stuff, and I'll show you maybe a TV program. I love WKRP in Cincinnati. I got the whole thing on DVD, and I think that's most of what I wanted to show, other than a few other records I picked up here, which I'll show at another time. These are just strange albums that I had to get because they were $1 a piece. Here's Iron Horse and Rick Wakeman. Hopefully that fulfills my contest response requirements for LSCARDS. Subscribe to him if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, I don't know how you got here and whatever. So thank you for watching. I rambled on too long. That's my music and TV and movie and everything that I can think of in about 6 or 7 minutes. Thank you for watching.